Welcome back to BibleGlimpse, my seekers of ancient wisdom and chuckles. Today we're diving headfirst into the intriguing world of Genesis 39. Hold on to your metaphorical hats because we're about to take a hilarious ride through biblical history that'll make you question if you've been reading the same book all along. Now picture this. It's like when your smartphone gets an update and suddenly you discover all these new features that you never knew you needed. That's basically Genesis 39 for you. Packed with more drama than a reality TV show and more twists than a roller coaster made of spaghetti. So grab some popcorn, or better yet, your manna, and let's get the show on the road. As always, we're going to do a reading from the New International Version so we have a reference.
Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his household and of all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was on everything Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome, and after a while his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." But he refused. "With me in charge," he told her, "my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns he has entrusted to my care. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. One day he went into the house to attend to his duties, and none of the household servants was inside. She caught him by his cloak and said, "Come to bed with me." But he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand and had run out of the house, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "this Hebrew has been brought to us to make sport of us. He came in here to sleep with me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." She kept his cloak beside her until his master came home. Then she told him this story. "That Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." When his master heard the story, his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me." He burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in the prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. So the warden put Joseph in charge of all those held in the prison, and he was made responsible for all that was done there. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. This concludes the reading.
Alright folks, we're zooming in on Joseph, our biblical boy wonder. He's landed himself a job working for Potiphar, who's basically the Egyptian version of a corporate big shot. Joseph is like the intern who miraculously becomes the CEO's right-hand man overnight. It's like he just swiped right on the career ladder app and got a super like from destiny. But things take a hilarious turn when Potiphar's wife sets her sights on Joseph. She's giving off a major Pharaoh's wife's vibes. Remember her? She was all about, "Hey there, handsome." Just like a classic Instagram DM slide. Joseph, on the other hand, is the original "Not today, Satan" meme. His moral standards are higher than the Tower of Babel, and he's not afraid to flaunt them. So, Potiphar's wife tries to tempt Joseph into some extracurricular activities, and Joseph, he's like, Sorry, lady. I'm committed to the 10 Commandments, and thou shalt not commit adultery is high on that list. He pulls a Moses and parts ways faster than the Red Sea. It's like turning down a free sample at a buffet. You gotta stick to your principles, even if the temptation is as irresistible as the golden calf in the next 10. And I know, we haven't gotten to Moses yet. We will get there. He's in the next book, but the reference still holds water. Now let's fast forward to the part where Joseph gets framed. Potiphar's wife pulls a total Mean Girls move and claims Joseph tried to make a move on her. Talk about throwing somebody under the pyramid. Joseph ends up in the slammer, but he's got more faith in him than a die-hard Star Wars fan. He's like, this isn't the end of my story. Spoiler alert, he's right. And there you have it, my fellow Bible glimpsers. Genesis 39, a roller coaster of biblical proportions that would make even the most seasoned reality TV producer jealous. If you had a blast with us today, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more biblical hilarity, and share this video with your friends. Because who wouldn't want to laugh their way through the Bible with us? Remember, folks, even the wildest twists and turns of life, keep your moral compass handy, and you'll come out on top, just like our boy Joseph. Until next time, this is BibleGlimpse, signing off with a chuckle and a prayer.